you this really quick, and it doesn't matter because Perl 528 is a little bit off in the distance. Every time you have a new changeover of funky, all sorts of new ideas come in, and people have an idea of what they can get going. So I'll just go through these really quick. We saw a lot of stuff where Perl's trying to figure out what you need to do. So now if you give it a function signature and you have some references things in there, you can pass it some structure. That's going to be nice. We'll see that in 5.8. I'm pretty sure that one's going to get in. It's going to be experimental. Remember our policy, it has to be in for 2 releases before we get it. But then, you know, in 4 releases, maybe we'll pull it out again, like the auto derep thing. Fancier signatures, everyone wants these. Whenever I talk to people about the new stuff in Perl, they're really excited about these subroutine signatures because it makes it look like other languages. But now we'll get to specify types of things. Like, and the syntax might change a little bit because they start arguing over that sort of thing. But, you know, what sort of thing should be coming in and maybe what it returns. Well, Perl 6 has that. This is the sort of thing I returned. This one I'm going to have to get used to because I always have to look back at the notes I have. If you have something that returns a type, you can reference that thing and we'll go look and see what that returns, and that's the value that thing has to be. And then it's just going to get more and more fancy. Oh, of course you have to put the all that stuff up there. One of the things that Larry wanted for Perl 6 was a way to do distributed work. In fact, it's the first thing he mentioned in that meeting where John ended up throwing the mugs. And so now we're going to be able to do this. If we mark a attribute on the subroutine and we can distribute this thing, and we set some stuff in our environment, we'll say, okay, I'll go and look at this network and I'll find all the daemons I have running and I'll hand off stuff to that. It's like Gearman, but built into Perl. Now, if you don't have that set, I think it just scans the entire network that you're on. So you have to watch out, like if you're in Starbucks or something, because it's just going to take over everybody's computer.
The Starbucks flag.
Yeah, I mean, but it's going to get it done. It's going to take over those computers it finds. So if they happen to be running, NetBIOS, that's easier.
I don't see an issue with it.
I mean, I'm getting my work done. I don't know what you're doing. This one's really interesting. How many people have used safe? No one? It's kind of interesting. You can turn off ops so that if you run code it does that sort of stuff. Well, now it's going to be even more built in. You can say things like just, I'm not going to do any regexes or networking, so if someone tries to do that, just don't let them. But this now, there's this new Perl variable. We're going to have Perl_level. Now that's like a Bitcoin sort of thing where you have to get people, or I guess more like GPG, where you have to get people to sign your key and you'll get a token. And then based on how those people sign that key and the token they give you, you'll be able to do more and more Perl stuff. So level 1 is just the stuff that you can do when you get Perl and you don't know anybody yet. And that's going to be like basic Perl 3 sort of stuff. And then when you prove that you know how to do other things, that you'll get that signed off by someone in the Perl community, and then you'll be able to use that. And of course, all this is going to be set on the Perl binary when admin compiles it. So you're going to now able to find the Linux that has the higher settings if you want to really do things. But hopefully, like CentOS or some of the other more secure ones, OpenBSD will lock that down where you don't get to do that much stuff. Well, this is one I want. So we know about tap. We can say, okay, 1, that test passed. Okay, 2, that test passed. Not okay, that test failed. I want, It didn't work out, but I did. No, but there are lots of things where like it failed, but like don't screw up the entire install process for that. Notify me, and I'll look at it. I'm going to keep going. Screw that. Close enough comparators. 7, is it kind of like 8? Okay, that's true. Now, is it different enough from 9? No, we're going to say that. Is it real? Is it a lot greater than 6? But it's a lot greater than 3. It's a lot greater than 3. And then so on, we have a bunch of those. We have some new array operators. You know about unshift and push, but we're also going to have shove. More into the end. You cut in, it's just going to find some place to go in. And now this one's really nice, the VIP one. it looks like it doesn't do anything, but actually it just gets into the front of the line and immediately. So it can't be a no-op because they might hook into something in there, but it just never shows up.
Coming up to my way.
This one is going to help people at the Perl beginner level. This is an upgradable assignment operator. So say that you try to assign this crazy looking list to $, scalar. It's going to say, oh, you're trying to do a list thing, so I'm just going to get rid of $, scalar. I'll make that at scalar for you. And then go on. Same thing with like trying to assign something that looks like a hash to an array. You're going to actually get a hash out of that. And then if you want to just turn it on and just have it happen automatically rather than use the operator, you can do that. You know what the yada operator? Well here's, if you put that in and it'll just die when you get there. Well now with the yada yada, it's going to say, oh I know what you're doing, I'll just do that. The more you run programs in your environment, the better this gets. Better get interoperation. Sawyer said even in 524 now it recognizes the conflict markers, so it's still going to do that. But now it's going to run both versions. And it's going to choose the one that gets the right answer. Okay, and then finally, better diagnostics. There's going to be a W+. Warnings are turned off in lexical scope, but this one's really important. See it anyway. And if you redirect standard error, it's still going to show up on your terminal. This one, converting code into another way to do it, you're going to have a setting, like we said, that level thing, that you have to do it in so many different ways. So we've got up to 3 ways to do something now, and now you still have to come up with 2
The P is for pedantic.
Yes. A new class, the idiot class. No. And finally, this isn't that's a 0. It says, it's a little bit more exasperating than this one. It's just like this, what you're doing is stupid. I'm just, no. Okay, so that's 528. Look for those features. I have it from good sources that at least 2 of these will be in. We don't know which 2. Okay, thank you. And that is on SlideShare now, so you can share that and you don't have to tell people that it's whatever you think it is.